Alright, so last video we were in Louisiana, New Orleans. It was a movie. This one, we'll see. We're in Alabama this week. I may or may not be doing a lot of dogging on Alabama throughout this video, I'm not gonna lie. I've never had a harder time coming up with things to do in a state though. Except for Kansas. Kansas was worse. So I wanted to try and find the most Alabama thing I could think of. I'm in Op, Alabama right now. I didn't know that place existed either. It's a place though. Luckily for me, I was there right in time for the Rattlesnake rodeo. Believe it or not, this is my first Rattlesnake rodeo. So, pretty exciting. This was quite the experience, let me tell you. Not a great one. Let's start there. Going there, instantly I'm hit with Alabama vibes. This is Alabama to me. I'm not saying it in a negative way, it's just like that. It felt like an accurate representation of Alabama. There's a lot of music going on too. Loud music. I heard it from the bathroom actually. It was country music. Not great country music. Oh, I'm gonna say that. I was there in time for the main concert. All I cared about was seeing some rattlesnake races though. I went down to the little dugout. I don't know what I'd call it, but this is where they were the handlers were messing with the snakes, and I was like, oh, they're about to get ready to race. They never raced. They never raced. I was so disappointed. I think I missed the race times, I don't know. So, in an effort to find something interesting to do, I did see a sign that said they had some fried rattlesnake.
What can I get for you, sir?
I think I'm gonna try the snake meat.
All right, just one?
Yeah. Well, doesn't that look appetizing? My goodness. When in Rome, am I right? Cheers. It wasn't bad. It wasn't bad.
Tastes like chicken.
I said it tastes like chicken, but really it's like in between chicken and fish. That's how I describe it. Like chicken and catfish. But there's hardly any meat on it. It's all bone. Snakes are basically just one big bone. Pause. Yeah, that was it. I give it a freaking... I'll give it a 5 out of 10, sure, why not? One thing I didn't do in Alabama was the beaches. They have good beaches, but I've done beach, I'm good on beach, you know what I'm saying? I was like, I need some nature. I need some nature spots. Not many options, but I did manage to find one spot. All right, folks, we're in Little River Canyon National Reserve. The nature options for Alabama were pretty limited. I can't lie to you, but this one seemed pretty neat. Let's get down there though. Nice little Alabama waterfall here. This might be the only one in the state. Dang, I wish I was here in the summer, because this would be cool. Have a nice little swim in there. Found a random trail and just followed down there to a little ravine maybe. Is that the right word? I'm gonna call it a ravine. Wait, this is nice. If you can't tell, my excitement for Alabama was very minimal. I'm gonna keep it a buck. Some of these states, you be looking stuff up and it's like 50 things you want to do. Alabama is 2 would be generous. 2 is generous. Oh my gosh, this would be an awesome summer spot. That was about it though. So I don't know what else to really say about it. It was nice, I actually mean that. But yeah, then we were on to our next thing. If there is one tourist attraction in Alabama at all, it's this place. It was actually pretty cool. I'm not even a space guy. You know, some people are space guys, not me. I like to stay grounded. But this is actually pretty cool. I was going into it, I was like, I hope this is really cool, and it was. A lot of space gear, a lot of stuff going on. A lot of people go to museums for the reading and the education factor. Bro, I'm just there for some interaction, some games, okay? I was just going to all the interactive stuff. That's all I care about. If you're a museum, just make it all interactive, if you ask me. Basically make it a theme park, basically. For some reason they had some sort of tornado bunker. did you survive that? That was kind of traumatic. They had this weird bench that I tested out. And then outside was really cool. Lots of rockets, bro. I don't know what it was about seeing these rockets, but it did do something to me. And as I said, I'm not even a space guy, but these got me a little excited. Look at the size of that. Just gives you a visual here. That thing is massive. They had this little rocket ship thing. I couldn't film on it, but it was actually more intense than I thought it was gonna be. It's pretty fun. And then they had this zero gravity. We've all seen one of these at a fair. Bro, that actually gave me a headache afterwards, is what it did. And then there was a second building where they had the Big Mama space, my boober. There's a name to it that I forgot. Again, I didn't read a single thing there. So yeah, that place was pretty cool, but I think this next place was my favorite. That next place being the Unclaimed baggage store front. I love thrifting, but this is like thrifting, but the things for sale are things people never wanted to give away. You know what I mean? We about to find some goods in here. Trust that. Trust that. If anything, you're gonna trust that. I don't know why I sounded like that. There's gotta be something in here. More than anything, I'm just so curious. It was way more extravagant than I thought it was gonna be. It was a full-on store. It was huge. They had everything. I don't know how they do this. It also feels ethically like questionable. Like, I kind of don't understand. It was still cool that it exists, in my opinion. As I said, I was trying to get some good stuff in there. I have been on the lookout for a nice leather jacket. I don't have one. And to my surprise, they had some leather jackets. I came down to two. I was trying to decide between the two. I think they both looked good, but in the end, I settled on one. Oh, don't I look really cool? Wait, I got something else there too. $5 for these bad boys. Hello. Who is he? Who is that guy? Who is that man? I don't know. I just became a different person. I didn't intend to go in there and come out looking like this. But come on, no? That's what we did. $5 for these. Little sassy, little like, don't mess with me, I'll freaking punch you in your nutsack. Kind of best of both worlds. That's all I did in Alabama. So.